What's up everyone, I'm Twisted and today I bring you guys some more lore news as well as more speculation on the final league season of 2026. The day I dropped my video on the latest dev blog, we also got a new PvE patch which finally brought us the Shyvana update. For now her lore hasn't been touched, but we did get a new voiceover. Here the only major things we learned is that Shyvana and Quinn are friends and that the dragon they fought together is indeed Eva, Shyvana's mother. This means that their scenes from the season cinematic must take place after Shyvana helps Jarvan, but before Shyvana kills her mother. Two moments we see in Shyvana's new cinematic. And this makes sense, since in the season cinematic Shyvana already has the emblem Jarvan gave her, but doesn't yet have her Demacian armor, which we see at the end of her own cinematic. Hours after this PvE patch we got a brand new comic titled Requiem. I've already made a video about it in case you want to learn more, but something I missed in that video is that the last page of the comic is actually a secret. To unlock it, you need to click on Sona's instrument and then play the same note she plays a couple panels prior. A very cool easter egg that a lot of people will probably miss if they've only seen the video from Skin Spotlights. After this comic we got a roadmap for the next patches of League, which tell us that we can expect a new comic titled Winged Protector on March 18. Based on the art we can assume this will be about the moment Jarvan tries to fight Noxians, gets injured and is then saved by Shyvana. We also got a small teaser for this in the Requiem comic. Again, check out my video to learn more. This will most likely be the last piece of lore this season, meaning every character from the season cinematic eventually got their own comic. Though it's worth noting that Sona's scenes from the cinematic are the only ones not tied to the comic she appears in, so it's possible that these will be explored later, maybe in the next season. Also worth mentioning that Riot has teased a Winged Protector skin for Kayle, and well, with this being the name of the upcoming comic, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw it coming out around this time. If I had to guess, it will most likely be based on her design from Still Here, which is the same one we see in Demacia Rising. Either that or it will be similar in aesthetic to Morgana's skin. Now, in my video on the devlog, I did go over my theories and expectations for Season 2, but I was very brief on Season 3, mostly because the only thing we had learned was that this would be a standalone season, not tied to Season 1 and Season 2. But I think we can have some fun and speculate just a bit further on what the theme of Season 3 will be. Like I mentioned in that video, last year Meddler said that they were considering exploring an alternate universe as a thematic for a season in 2026. And with Season 3 not being tied to Season 1 and 2, which are based on the canon universe, it wouldn't surprise me if this was indeed a season based on another universe. But League has a lot of alternate universes, so which one could they base a whole season around? There are some obvious answers, popular skin lines like Star Guardian or Project, but let's look at what we know so far. TFT's roadmap says that in the winter we'll see the release of set 19, and from the image and description this will likely be another music themed set like Remix Rumble. Now TFT and League don't always do big collabs like this, but if they did, it would certainly be at the end of the year because of Worlds. So far this is the biggest evidence, if we can even call it that, of Season 3 being themed after League's Musicverse. But it also makes sense if we consider that these skins, as well as the music videos they come with, are usually released around this time of the year and are usually featured in the World's opening ceremony. But I think we can put on our tinfoil hats and go even deeper. Riftbound will get a new set called Radiance in October, and confirmed to be in this set are Seraphine, Evelyn and Echo, all champions with music skins. On top of this, it's not uncommon for Riftbound to get cards with artworks based on skin lines that roughly match the theme of the set. For example, Spirit Forge got cards with Spirit Blossom artworks. So it's not impossible that Radiance will come with some artworks of KDA or True Damage, for example. And let me quickly also mention that there are rumors of Akali getting an Exalted skin in League, which could possibly be a new music themed skin. There are also rumors of 2xKO getting Musicverse skins, not too surprising considering that two of their upcoming champions already have these skins in other games, not to mention Ahri, Eku and Yasuo, who are already playable. If this is true, it also wouldn't surprise me if another Musicverse champion also showed up in 2xKO later this year, for example Set. But these are just rumors, they might end up not being real, so keep your expectations low for now. As for LOR, well, there's usually not much to expect, but last year they introduced for the first time champion cards based on alternate universes. And this was also them finally working with the League PC team again in a major way, since League had a Spirit Blossom season a couple months prior. In their last devblog of 2025, they mentioned that if players like this, they would be down to do it again, and jokingly mentioned KDA as one of the possible AUs to get cards in the future. There's going to be a new dev video in a couple days, so so maybe there will be more hints there. But if LOR was going to do another event like Spirit Blossom again, it does make sense for it to be around the same time of the year, which would be the last quarter of 2026. It's also worth mentioning that TFT, LOR and Riftbound have also collabed a bunch in the last couple months. Finally, some of the singers behind Artsteel also posted pictures in the Bilgewater Cafe inside the Riot Games HQ in LA, which could very well have been a teaser for a Heartsteel comeback. Now, let me be honest, none of this confirms that we'll get a season themed after the league's Musicverse. However, since we don't have any other hints right now, this does seem like the most likely scenario. This might change as we get closer to the end of the year, but for now I think the most likely theme for Season 3 will be League's Musicverse. Or if this isn't the theme of the season, it's at least very likely that there will be some kind of crossover event with this theme, or at least new skins. But as always, this is just speculation, and I have been very wrong in the past, so keep that in mind. Let me know down below your thoughts on all of this. Personally, I would prefer another canon season, but like I said in my other video, Season 3 is also the season of League's anniversary, as well as Worlds and the usual winter events, so it's very hard for lore to be the focus. Thank you so much for watching this far, consider subscribing if you haven't already, it's free and you can always change your mind later. I'm Twisted and I'll see you guys in the next video.